Oh shit, okay, here we go.
Nah, I ain't never been with a baddie. She calm, so I added to the tally.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Shades of Sasha. If you're new, take a seat, put your crown on, and welcome to the gang. And if you're already part of the gang, you already know what time it is. What's good, baby? So today's video is all about this hair, the color, the customization, just all of that. So if that's what you're here for, just keep on watching. So the first step in my process is that I always cover my mannequin head with a plastic bag or any type of like garbage bags that I know like at the end I'm just gonna toss out, just because I want to do a better job at protecting my mannequin head. And then we're just gonna go ahead and look at this frontal, and she needs some work. Like, she just needs some work. So if you want to know how to take care of a frontal, just make sure you watch my previous video about how I basically go ahead and bleach my frontals, and that should give you a better guide. So after doing that, we're just gonna put the wig onto the mannequin head, and we're just gonna put it and pin it down with some T-pins, and then we're just going to go ahead and section these things off. So this is a packaging. It's an 18-inch unit from Amazon. I'll make sure that I link all of the information to the wig below. She is just like a little slightly body wave unit, and towards the end I'll give you like my review on the unit itself. And it just came inside of this little pink bag, and it just came with a stocking cap, and that was pretty much it. So I know I want my skunk stripe to be around the front of the unit. I'm not going to focus on the back. Everything else is going to just be black. It's just going to be the front that's going to be really blue. So you're going to just go ahead and make sure that you're sectioning the whole part of what it is that you want to actually color and dye blue. That's what you're going in and just like parting those spaces. So at first I was just going to do two sides, and then later on I eventually just end up like doing the entire front row of my unit, and that was kind of the vibe that I was going for. So I'm just parting the spaces here, making sure that I'm going to twist it, and then just consistently move to the next side once I'm finished with another one. Try to make sure that this part is as neat as possible, because the reality is if you have too many or too little, it's going to affect the entire look that you might be going for. So I'm just gonna do some little twists right here just to make sure that I have the sections that I want separated from the entire unit, and that my bleach will not mess up the entire wig. So that's basically what you're going for. You're going to section the unit off in what it is that you're going for, making sure that you're twisting them or just rubber banding them, whatever it is that you're going for, just making sure that you have those sections and they're as precise and clean as possible, because you do not want to bleach any other part of your unit. Once this is done, you're just going to get a mixing bowl and mix your developer, and you're going to mix your powder together just to make sure that everything is going to be exactly what you want. For here, I'm going to use a 40 volume developer just because I want it to move pretty fast and I want it to be really bleached. And I'm just going to use this like azul deep blue color from Adore. So once you have everything mixed up, you're going to go ahead and just making sure that you are taking the mixing bowl and the developer and your applicator, and then you're going to put everything through your unit. Once you go over it one time, make sure you part through the sections that you have already did to make sure that you got every single strand up here, because what can happen is that you may have bleached the top and the bottom, but inside of the center of your parts are going to look choppy and sloppy, and that is not what we're going for. So you're just going to make sure you're taking your time to apply the bleach, and that everything is just going to go through it as clean as possible. So you're just gonna take your time to go over everything. At this point, I haven't bleached my frontal, so I'm going to go through it, and it's fine if it touches the frontal because the frontal itself has not been bleached yet. So if you are doing it without the frontal bleach, you can do the same process that it is that I'm doing. If you are going through it with the frontal already bleached, you might need to be a little bit more gentler and like a little bit more careful than I am doing right here. Even though I am being gentle and careful, is just to make sure that you don't end up with a runny frontal. So you want to go ahead and just making sure that you're coating the entire strand of the hair. Like I said, if you do the top and the bottom, you're going to just also make sure that you're going through and doing the entire unit itself. You want to run your hands through that as best as possible, because you want your entire strand to be coated, because it needs to be bleached, and you do not want the bleaching process to be choppy. So you're trying to just make sure that everything is getting done at the same time. So this is what I'm talking about. You're just going to open it up, making sure that you're bleaching inside of the unit as well, and every single part of the hair is getting the bleaching process. So once this side is done, you're just going to go to the next side and you're going to do pretty much the very same thing. You're just going to take your time, just making sure that you go through doing those things, and then I'll come back at the end and just kind of like walk you through what the next step in this process would be. So once I make sure that I go through everything and it's coated the way that I wanted to, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap the hair in aluminum foil. This is going to help the processing of the unit go by a little bit more quicker, and it's just going to make sure that everything kind of restores in itself to give me the exact look that I'm going for. Once this is done, I'm just going to go ahead and wash my unit out with the Shimmer Light shampoo and conditioner, and I'm going to use the water dye method. But even before this, we're going to flip the wig over and make sure that we are bleaching the frontal itself, because like I said before, my frontal needed a lot of work and I wanted to do all of my bleaching process at the same time. I didn't want to just bleach one side and then I was going to come back again and then have to bleach the frontal itself. I just wanted to knock everything out of the way, and that's what it is that I'm doing here. And I'll link above again my how to bleach a frontal video, and that's the process that it is that I use. And I just go ahead and take care of everything. Then you're just gonna wash your hair out and we'll see how it's gonna look after the bleach is done, and then you can just do the water dye method in order to just achieve the skunk stripe that is in blue. And then towards the end of the video, I'll just tell you my final thoughts and review of the unit.
Just wanna feel you, feel you. I want you around, around. I want you around, around. I want you
Y'all know I had to be here and give y'all the tea. The unit is under $100. I believe it is 18 inches if I'm not mistaken. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. This is about 2 months later. I am reviewing and really like getting into everything of this. October kind of took over everything, so I'm sorry. So yeah, it's retail under $100. Obviously I'm gonna link it below. I'm gonna link it below so that y'all can just see just like how everything, what the price is, where it came from, blah blah blah. The only con I'm gonna say, I'm gonna try and move close so y'all can see it, is the unit has a lot of flyaways that pisses me off. That's literally the only con that I'm gonna give it. Everything else with the unit was fire. It took the color really well, the curls really good, the luster, the feel, the fullness, all of that is on point. It's literally these goddamn flyaways, and I hope y'all could see it. But if you can't, just trust me on it. It got a lot. So what I always suggest, no matter what unit, first, I've just had this flyway tamer from, I guess, Tijin. I know Bedhead had one, so Bedhead, this one is the Bedhead one. So this is pretty much what I use whenever I have flyaways, and I just go over everything with my hot comb. But for the most part, if you are familiar with my Chucky unit, I did about the same. It was like 16 inches, and I do the same type of process. Literally the only con I have with this unit is the fact that it has all of this damn flyaway. So I just go ahead, anytime I have flyaways, I just use this. It's by Bedhead. So this one is a flyaway tamer. I got mine from Amazon. You can get it wherever it is that you want. It's your prerogative. It doesn't bother me. But that's pretty much what I always go with. But that is literally the only con. Like, it just has not even just like flyaways. It has like I don't even know how else to explain it, so we're just gonna call it that. So I would kind of have to go in and like do a little bit more tweak into it. But yeah, this is the finished look. This is how my final results came out. I just did this much of it around the entire perimeter so that when it's curled, you can obviously still kind of just see it, and it looks a little bit more flattering because it's also on a shorter side with the unit. I definitely decided to do a curve middle part. Y'all hear me? A curved middle part. Sasha, get it together. I decided to do a curved side part because I thought it would just be more flattering. But I really do love the way it came out. Y'all gotta trust your process and trust yourself when you do a lot of these things, because I'm telling you, no one will see the vision you see but you. And so you have to just go, you just gotta go for it because you believe it that it's gonna come out the way that you want it to. But this is it, and I really love how everything came out. Let me know what y'all think, and have a blessed and wonderful day.